Now on NBC Palm Springs at 5, sentencing for the developer in the Palm Springs bribery trial, bringing an end to a decades-long case and investigation.
Also this evening, philanthropist Wallace Annenberg passes away. We look at her impact on Southern California and also local valley cities.
And after cooler conditions last week, temperatures start to warm back up. Your NBC Palm Springs starts now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
I'm Mark Mester. Tonight, a decade-long investigation has reached its end. Developer Richard Meany was sentenced at the Hall of Justice in Riverside today. That's our top story. Meany was part of the case involving ex-Palm Springs Mayor Steve Pugnier accepting bribes in exchange for public support for development projects in downtown Palm Springs. Our Brett Rosen has the latest, speaking with Meany's attorney after the sentencing.
Outside the Hall of Justice here in downtown Riverside, developer Richard Meany was sentenced to 1 year probation, putting an end to a case that's lasted over a decade long.
Mr. Meany, you're going to be sentenced as follows. Based on your plea agreement from 2023, you're going to be placed on 1 year summary probation.
Today at the Hall of Justice in downtown Riverside, the 3 words 1 year probation were said. Not just a sentencing, but the 3 words would finally close the doors on a decade-long investigation. Prosecutors say it was Richard Meany who was the middleman between the other developer John Westman and ex-mayor Steve Pugnier, a bribery case that would involve all 3 men and developments being brought to downtown Palm Springs. Meany had pled guilty to a misdemeanor charge of financial conflict in a government contract back in 2023. Meany's lawyer Peter Scalisi says after today, Meany just wants to move forward.
For Richard, I think it's just a tremendous relief. He's been living with this for years, and it's caused him great anguish and pain with regard to his business. He's lost a tremendous amount of business, but now that this is behind him, he's feeling much better. He just wants to get on with his life.
Scalisi says Meany will have to continue to live with the mistakes he's made, highlighting his involvement stemmed from wanting more opportunities with John Westman.
I think there's a sense of tremendous regret that he somehow fell into this whole situation with John Westman and Stephen Pugnier. Richard Meany essentially thought that if he did some projects with Mr. Westman, then Richard Meany, it would inure to his benefit.
Now, after more than 10 years in an FBI raid at Palm Springs City Hall, neither of the 3 men faced jail time. Steve Pugnier, after pleading guilty in May, was sentenced to 2 years probation and a restitution fine to the city of Palm Springs. John Westman was acquitted on all charges, and after today, Richard Meany will only get 1 year probation. After reaching out to the district attorney's office for a statement, they talked about how hard these bribery cases can be, saying, quote, "Bribery cases like this one can be difficult cases, but the Riverside County District Attorney's Office values the importance of the public trust. The community needs to know that this district attorney and our public integrity unit will always advocate on their behalf." Here at the Hall of Justice in downtown Riverside, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Philanthropist Wallace Annenberg has died at the age of 86, but her life's work is evident through the many institutions created in her name, like the Wallace Annenberg Gen Space or the Wallace Annenberg Building at the California Science Center. And her foundation's work extended into the Coachella Valley as well.
At the Annenberg Foundation, we look for vision. We try to find and fund the true innovators, the true rule breakers, those who look at the same old problems and see new, creative, imaginative solutions.
Philanthropist Wallace Annenberg leaves behind a legacy deeply rooted in Southern California. As president and CEO of the Annenberg Foundation, her work has made a lasting impact. Wallace oversaw about $1.5 billion in grants to organizations in arts, science, education, animal welfare, environmental conservation, and healthcare. Regionally, she carried forward her family's vision through support for institutions, which includes Eisenhower Health, McCallum Theater, the Palm Springs Art Museum, and the Annenberg Estate, now known as Sunnyland's Center and Gardens.
It's just part of American history, and we're really, really honored to be safeguarding it for this next generation. What's really fabulous about the way the Annenbergs organized their life is that they intentionally understood that this was an important property, and they really understood as historians that they should keep the evidence of that.
The philanthropist's latest project was the Wallace Annenberg Wildlife Crossing, the largest of its kind in the world, aiming to provide safe passage for wildlife over the 101 freeway in Agora Hills. The final phase of construction began in June, and it's expected to be finished in 2026, carrying on Wallace Annenberg's legacy. And tonight, the Palm Springs Art Museum releasing a statement following Wallace Annenberg's death. It reads in part, quote, "Her commitment to cultural institutions and public shaped communities across the country, including the Coachella Valley." The Annenberg family has played a critical role in the growth and success of the Palm Springs Art Museum for nearly 5 decades. Again, Wallace Annenberg was 86 years old.
We have an update tonight on the Shady Fire that burned over 52 acres in Coachella over the weekend. It's now 100% contained. This fire, you may recall, started around 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. We brought to you as breaking news, caused a series of evacuation orders and warnings. Those have now been lifted as well.
The residents are back in their homes. The evacuations have all been lifted. And Riverside County Sheriff's Department were able to get them back to their homes. There was 2 houses that were damaged. I'm not sure how many cars there were. Several, probably 10 or 15. Several of the fences and stuff that affected the residences, and then several properties were affected.
There were no injuries to report in this fire.
We've got a live look outside for you, our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage on this Monday evening. Chloe Carlson has the night off, so that means Kai Beach is with us here at the desk. And hey, you know what? It's not a super windy day. It's not a super hot day. I think we broke our spell.
I know. Usually I say dusty and gusty every time I see you guys, but hey, temperature's starting to rise. Last week was cool. Third summer in the desert. So I was like, hey, low triple digits. Time to grab a sweater.
Ooh, yeah.
You know.
Wow.
All right. Okay, maybe not that extreme. Current weather conditions, Palm Springs International Airport at 107 degrees. Those wind gusts 16 miles an hour. High temps right now, let's take a look. Indio 104, up the hill, Yucca Valley 93, and Big Bear getting up there as well at 77 degrees. Those wind gusts, Whitewater, we're looking at 14 miles an hour. So if you're driving on I-10, please be careful. Palm Desert, we're looking at 10 miles an hour. For tonight's evening stroll, it's going to be warm. 6 o'clock tonight, still over triple digits. 8 o'clock, we're in the high 90s. 10 o'clock, low 90s. And at midnight, if you're still up, we're in the mid 80s. Go out there and enjoy it. Low temps tonight, Big Bear. That looks nice. I can go out there and enjoy that weather. 45 degrees. Palm Springs, 76 and 29 Palms. Thank you for your service. They're looking at 74 degrees. For tomorrow, it's going to be warm. Palm Springs, 111 degrees. If you want to go out to the river, Lake Havasu City, that's 112. You need some more relief. The magic of Southern California. We're just 2 hours away from the coast. We're looking at mid 70s, waist to shoulder high surf. For the surfers out there, go out and enjoy it. Tuesday, it's going to be hot and dry. Back to those seasonal averages after that cool weather last week. We're looking at 110 plus. We are surrounded by some scattered showers and a high pressure system, so some of that monsoon or moisture could come to our beautiful desert community. 3-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Tuesday and Wednesday over 110 degrees. Thursday, temperatures start to drop, and those overnight lows in the high 70s, low 80s. I'll have a full forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Kai, thanks for that. The Desert Healthcare District holding a mobile vaccine clinic today. It's for students in Palm Springs Unified School District. It's to help families who could not get vaccines or physicals leading up to the start of the school year, which starts in the middle of next month.
So we're working with the Palm Springs Unified School District to enhance collaborations and to really get the children on board. So we're working with them to get them ready for school, which includes their school annual physicals as well as their immunizations.
DPMG Health, along with Desert Healthcare District, will work with all 3 school districts and set up mobile clinics for each of them.
A Riverside County supervisor is expected to introduce a motion to establish an oversight committee for the Sheriff's Department tomorrow, as civil lawsuits and allegations of misconduct continue to mount. First District Supervisor Jose Medina will bring a motion forward tomorrow. That's during the Board of Supervisors meeting. Sheriff Chad Bianco speaking to us today, saying he's against the motion.
They are funded by the far left. They are pro-criminal. They are anti-law enforcement. That's all these organizations are. Every single one of them. That is what they are. That is why we are here, because they are trying to destroy an independent law enforcement, because they want law enforcement to do exactly what they want in politics.
Currently, more than a dozen civil lawsuits have been filed by families who allege misconduct within the county jail contributed to the deaths of their loved ones.
All right, tonight we have a heads up for Coachella residents in the Aventine neighborhood. The city is conducting a pavement rehab project running the course of about a month. Starts today. Work is going to take place starting July 28th. That's through August 22nd. Starts at 8 in the morning, goes to about 4 o'clock in the afternoons. That's Monday through Fridays. According to the city, no parking signs will be posted in advance and will move throughout the neighborhoods.
Still ahead tonight here on NBC Palm Springs, the price of going back to school is going up. We have a look at the national numbers and how one local organization is stepping in to help.
Also tonight, the recognition keeps rolling in after a local high school softball program's historic season. Caitlin Kelly's got the story coming up later in sports.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
Welcome back. Summer vacation may still be in full swing, but really we're just a few short weeks away from the start of the school year as the back-to-school shopping season picks up.
School supply costs are up, but savvy shoppers finding ways to save, and a little creativity can go a long way for your wallet. Michael Yoshida tonight with a look at how high prices are cooling the back-to-school retail outlook.
It's almost that time of year again. With school supply lists in hand, parents are already beginning to shell out big bucks on books and bags, pencils and paper, crayons and calculators.
Over 2/3 of shoppers have already started picking up items for the season. This is a record high, up from 55% last year.
Catherine Cullen of the National Retail Federation says shoppers are bracing for the potential impact of tariffs.
Consumers are trying to get ahead of any potential price increases by shopping a little early, particularly for key items like apparel, electronics, and dorm furnishings.
A new survey from Deloitte found the economic uncertainty, coupled with higher prices on just about everything, is also leading many consumers to cut back, with plans to spend $570 per child on average, down 7% year over year.
We are seeing the continual impact of inflation on the discretionary items being a little bit less affordable when the amount they have to spend on their households and on health is a little bit higher.
But as parents tighten their wallets, they're also getting more creative and finding ways to save.
We're finding increased usage of first social media. This is the first year we're seeing a meaningful increase in the use of generative AI tools to support back to school shopping.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida reporting.
And to help with the cost of going back to school, the Walter Clark Legal Group donated 1,500 backpacks to the Coachella Valley Unified School District. The district set to hand those out August 19th at Desert Mirage High School. And according to the district, this giveaway is open to the public, so mark your calendar again for August 19th if you're in need of some school supplies. Let's take a live look outside our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Nice day out there to start off the work week. Kai Beach is in next with your 7-day forecast, so stay with us.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Welcome back, everyone, and happy Monday evening. We're taking a live look at the Walter Clark Highway 111 cam. This is the beautiful city of Rancho Mirage, and you're taking a look at the River Shopping Center. We're just talking about churro cheesecake. Maybe go to the Cheesecake Factory and get yourself a slice. As for the weather today, high 100 degrees, normally 108, so we are below average for this time of year, but that will be changing over the next few days. Low temps tonight, Big Bear City, just 2 hours away, 45 degrees. Here on the valley floor, Palm Springs 76, Thousand Palms 79, and up the hill in Joshua Tree, we're looking at 67 degrees. For tomorrow's morning walk forecast, you want to do some outdoor activities? You might want to do them early. 6 o'clock, we're almost at 80 degrees. 10 o'clock, we're just under triple digits, and at noon, 102 degrees. For Tuesday, it's going to start to warm up. Take a look at this. Palm Springs, Thousand Palms, Indio, all 111. Up the hill, Joshua Tree, 129 Palms. We're looking at just under 110 degrees. For Wednesday, it's going to be hot. It's going to be dry. The reason why? We have a ridge of high pressure. It's parking itself over the four corners. That's going to really increase temperatures over the next few days. It's going to feel really warm, especially after those cooler than average conditions last week. But hey, at least it's a dry heat. Take a look at Tuesday and Wednesday, just 5% humidity here on the valley floor. That future wind potential, pretty consistent. The usual suspects, Whitewater, Desert Hot Springs, could see gusts up to nearly 30 miles an hour. Be safe out there on I-10. Holiday countdown. Labor Day just 35 days away. Halloween 95 days away. And the first Monday night football game just 6 weeks away. We're looking at the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. Comfort Air 7-day forecast. Tuesday 111 degrees. Temperatures really ramp up as we head into the weekend. Sunday 114 degrees, and those overnight lows high 70s to low 80s.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos. We have your game.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caitlin Kelly. Tim O'Brien has the night off. Now, it feels like just yesterday that we were following the Rancho Mirage High School varsity softball team on their epic playoff run. The team, you may remember, made it all the way to the state championship game, a first in school history. But while the season is now finished, the recognition and accolades the program is receiving, particularly for head coach Abraham Aparicio and team captain Annalisa Garcia, yeah, those accolades are still rolling in. This is one of 7 home runs hit by Annalisa Garcia this past season, setting a school record for the most hit in a single season. But what makes it all that much more impressive? She broke that record, all while serving as the team's pitcher. And after leading the Rattlers to their first ever state championship game, Annalisa has now been awarded the title of CIF Player of the Year.
I was super surprised. It hasn't fully clicked to me yet. Everybody around me is so shocked, and for me, I feel like I haven't really processed all of it yet.
But Annalisa isn't the only Rattler being honored. Her head coach, Abraham Aparicio, has additionally been named CIF Coach of the Year.
I just happened to get notified by my athletic director and one of my coaches that Annalisa and I had been selected as Player of the Year and Coach of the Year for Division 7. Annalisa's grown up a lot. From the moment she stepped onto this field, coming in from Desert Hot Spring, as a player, as a person. So I'm super proud of her. It's a culmination of a lot of work, a lot of growth in our parts as a player and coach, but as a program too, being able to lead our program and stepping into that role as a leader and as a competitor. I'm super proud of her.
And as proud as Coach Abraham is of Annalisa, Annalisa is proud of her coach.
I think it's very deserving. Obviously we were faced with a lot of challenges and obstacles coming into this season. So I think seeing that he was able to push through it and be recognized for it, I think that's so amazing, and I'm so happy for him.
And as if being named CIF Player and Coach of the Year wasn't sweet enough, this coming Monday, both Coach and Annalisa will be honored at Angels Stadium, down on the field in front of a packed house before the Angels take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Additionally, Annalisa will be given a ceremonial bat before she gets to sit back with her coach and teammates and enjoy some of America's pastime. Well, that'll do it for sports. I'm Caitlin Kelly. Caitlin, thank you. Some entertainment news tonight. The Naked Gun is back in theaters this weekend with a new generation of police squad detectives taking crime and comedy very seriously. Here's David Daniel.
That was awesome.
Who are you?
Drebin. Detective Frank Drebin. Thanks.
Liam Neeson is Frank Drebin Jr. in The Naked Gun.
Says you served 20 years for man's laughter. You mean manslaughter? Must have been quite the joke. Lovely group of actors. Akiva Schaffer, our writer, director.
Today, it's going to produce AI chips for Elon Musk's car brand. This $16.5 billion deal is going to run through 2033, Musk confirming that a new Samsung plant in Texas will produce those chips, which will be used in self-driving cars. The deal comes as Samsung has been losing ground in chip manufacturing's market. We'll be right back.
All right, before we go tonight, David Daniel has more on The Naked Gun. Check it out.
That was awesome.
Who are you?
Drebin. Detective Frank Drebin. Thanks.
Liam Neeson is Frank Drebin Jr. in The Naked Gun.
Says you served 20 years for man's laughter. You mean manslaughter? Must have been quite the joke. Lovely group of actors. Akiva Schaffer, our writer, director. A comedic nerd. I mean that as a compliment.
This genre where it's just all jokes all the time, while the actors are acting like they don't know they're telling jokes. They think they're in a serious movie.
Do this by the book. Show a little respect. Why? Who's going to arrest me? Other cops?
Yes.
Is she serious?
Is he serious?
No. Personally speaking, it was great to work with Pamela. I think we had a lovely natural chemistry.
Over here, Lieutenant. I think someone murdered my brother.
Please, take a chair.
Thank you. Knowing that you were creating something like this that's going to, you know, be cheerful and joyful and silly and outrageous.
I was honored to play George Kennedy's son in the movie because I thought if I were ever to be cast in a movie like this, it's probably like 3 or 4 lines as like a burglar or something, and I'll just be a gag. But like to get to be in the entire film and play with Liam, like that was amazing.
We've upgraded your car with the most advanced crime-fighting tech.
Drive forward 30 feet. Very smooth.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Should be a fun movie. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
Hey, hey. All right. So, 1:30, yep. The pre-show, yeah. You want to hit that one first? Yep. After cooler conditions last week, temperatures starting to warm back up to seasonal average. And after cooler conditions last week,